Well, hey everybody, welcome back. Stephen here, Northwest Small Batch Brewing. It is Single Malt Sunday, so it is cooling down a little bit. It's not scorchingly hot today, so I thought I would do one. I haven't had this for a long time. Prices have gone up on this one, and so and I don't have a lot left of it, so I've kind of put it off onto the corner. But this is also a very well-known whiskey, so if you haven't had it, it's a good one to get because people know it and they'll talk about it. This is Lagavulin 16. Now, Lagavulin is famous, recently anyway, for their spokesperson. What's his name? Nick Offerman. I have another bottle behind me, the Nick Offerman, and I'll review that one later. Anyway, so what's interesting is this is not one of the first smoky whiskeys I ever tried. And I don't remember when I first heard about it, but it's just interesting that this is oftentimes one of the first smoky whiskeys people try. People seem to all know what Lagavulin is, but I didn't at the time. So, oh yeah, oh man. I have a feeling, despite the price increase, I'm going to replace this bottle when it's empty because, oh man. All right, so this is, Lagavulin's been around a while, right? 1816 is when they were founded. They are owned by Diageo, which is a British distributing company for whiskey. They distribute for a lot of whiskey brands. I just want to smell it all day long. Obviously, it's an Islay Scotch. I say obviously. I mean, it is very smoky, peaty. 43% ABV on this, so it's not super high, but had lower. Can't get much lower, though. They use Port Ellen peated malt to make this, 30 to 35 parts per million, if you're nerdy about the peatiness. Yeah, this is basically just aged mostly in American-used oak and some European. It's interesting because people will say they get sherry notes on it, but this is not a sherried whiskey. Anyway, I mean, you definitely get some saltiness, sea salt, brine, and obviously the peat. But there's a sweetness in there, like a fruit. For me, it's kind of appley, but we'll see. It's gentler going down for sure than Lafroig or Ardbeg. I feel like Lafroig is more medicinal. Ardbeg is more rough. It kind of punches you as it goes down. This is pretty smooth. It has this sweetness behind the smoke that makes it feel kind of smooth. Really, it's just a very sort of sweet, peaty whiskey. There's definitely some berries or fruit behind it. Yeah, I wouldn't add any water. I mean, you could. I'm not going to because I've had it, but also because it's at 43%, you're not going to probably get much by proofing it down more. I mean, you could argue there's some orange in there, but not a lot. I don't know. For me, I'm primarily getting that peat and that sweetness and a fruitiness, especially on the nose. I wouldn't say that the finish is really long. The smokiness kind of sticks around, but otherwise, I think it's a rather short finish for a whiskey. But it's great. I mean, I would drink this. I was going to say I'd drink this all day long. Obviously, I wouldn't drink this all day long, but I just mean, I can't imagine there's a time where I wouldn't enjoy Lagavulin, Anyway, I would recommend it if you haven't come across it, which is unlikely. But if that's the case, it is definitely worth a try. I can see why people say it's not worth the price point now. But if you like it and you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Hey, I'll be back in another week for another whiskey. And until then, sláinte.